and you get almost embarrassed as if you don't think people are feeling that same kind of thing. Emotional pain is something that's, I think people, sometimes myself, are even more guarded about. It's hard to talk about things that are your innermost thoughts, the things that scare you the most.
Let's end the stigma of talking about mental health. Find out more at imlistening.org.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
You're listening to the best of the Jamie and Stoney Show on 97.1 The Ticket. All right, there's a podcast out there called Boys on the Bus, I believe it's called, with former Michigan football player Taylor Lewan and his former teammates at the Tennessee Titans, Tom Condon. They were talking with Isaiah Wilson, who going to be a Tennessee Titan first-round draft choice out of the University of Georgia. And they were talking about his recruiting a little bit, and he didn't go down. It came down to Georgia, Alabama, and Michigan. Most people thought Michigan had the advantage, but Alabama didn't get Isaiah Wilson because he was committed there, but backed out because Nick Saban did not have him. Very smart man. So then Taylor Lewan.
This was pre-COVID.
Yes, Taylor Lewan asked Wilson, "We almost got you, right?" He said, "Harbaugh did something weird. He did something super weird." What did he do? Well, remember when Michigan first got the deal with Jordan? Wilson said, "Harbaugh just wouldn't take off his cleats. He came to my in-home visit with cleats on his feet, and I have hardwood floors, and he's just walking around with cleats, bro. After that, it was over." And you're sitting there saying, all right, here's a guy who was drafted in the first round. Can you imagine? Their offensive line was pretty good last year anyway. How good it would have been if Isaiah Wilson was there. It's like, God, Harbaugh, what an idiot. But you know what? That was 4 or 5 years ago. That was the same class that got Cesar Ruiz, okay? So that's when he was really doing the odd stuff, which paid off to a lot of these guys. Yeah. So if you're going to criticize him for wearing cleats, which is definitely weird, definitely. He also, I think David Long was the guy he got when he was climbing up the tree in California, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on which recruit, but I thought it was him. We know about the Quinn Nordine sleepover. Oliver Martin, he jumped in the pool, and there was some other stuff. So he doesn't do the real weird stuff anymore, I don't think. Or at least we don't know about it. But okay, so he missed on this one because it's in the house. But he got some others because he did do some good stuff. So I'm not going to rip Harbaugh on this.
I would bet he's still doing some weird stuff. He's just not posting anymore. I mean, the thing is, he stopped posting stuff, what was it, basically after year 3 when they lost Florida State, I think? Yeah. Or was that year 2?
That was year 2.
That was year 2 because that was, so I think it was in that range, that 2 to 3 year, because he was being mocked.
Yeah.
Every time he puts, I'm trying to be good.
Right. Yeah.
Why don't you learn how to snap the ball?
Yeah.
All that stuff was out there.
Right.
And I guess justifiably so.
Yeah,
if you're going to talk the talk, you got to take it.
Right.
Return, so.
The whole star,
But this is, okay, the cleat thing, I moan about it on the sideline.
Yeah.
For him to be going to recruit's house.
It is weird.
But I think if he would have took him off, he might not have lost him.
Right.
It sounds like
exactly.
it's the hardwood floor.
Yes, because his grandmother's thing, he talked about his grandmother had hardwood floors, right?
Yeah, it's almost not, this isn't like Harbaugh being goofy, it's almost like common courtesy almost.
Yeah.
You always take your shoes off when you go to somebody's house that you don't know. Now, sometimes you'll learn, some people are like, oh, you don't need to take your shoes off.
Right.
And even then, I'll still take them off. The only time I like to try to leave them on is if it's kind of cold.
Yeah.
It helps them keep them warm.
But why would you wear cleats to somebody's house anyway?
Well, that's him. I think
I know.
I have the. It's weird. I'm not saying it, but
exactly.
him wearing cleats as a coach on the sideline is weird. But to not take them off is. I think that's what got him. Just thought that's really strange. I mean, think about that noise.
I know.
I mean, our kids, when they come home, they're off in the garage, sometimes in the car.
But they're not spikes. They're cleats. They're rubber
Well, I don't think.
cleats.
I don't think if Harbaugh had spikes on.
Oh no, they ruin the floors.
Like, did he drive with the cleats on, and how weird is that? Like, think about wearing cleats while like stepping on the gas pedal, and
Well,
just would that be awkward?
There are times when playing golf where I don't take my golf shoes off, where you do that, okay?
I've done that.
But,
Same thing with when you first drive and wear sandals or something like that. It feels different at first, and you just get used to it.
Yeah, but I would imagine if he's going on in-house, somebody else is driving. But still, I mean,
I don't know, but maybe there's some sort of topic here with just what's odd deal breakers for you in general, like personal behavior from people or something like that. Where think about that. Do people come into your house and not take off the shoes, or do you tell them? Like when you have you used to have the Christmas party.
yeah.
Did people take? I don't remember. Did people take off their shoes?
I didn't ask people. I go one year because the weather was bad. I remember we did, but other than that, no. I'm not big on taking off my shoes because people's feet stink.
Yeah, that's the bad side of it.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it.
Now, if you don't have that own problem, then if your feet don't stink, then you don't think about that
So
kind of stuff.
Heather, when you had that
Yes.
housewarming party that we've been promised for a while,
Yes.
we have to take off our shoes.
I would appreciate it if you
Okay.
did. Yeah, I mean, I think it's out of respect to take your shoes off. Shoes are filthy. Shoes are so dirty, and you track everything through. I mean, if we're outside, if we're having a barbecue, and we're on the deck, and you have to run inside to grab something from the kitchen, I mean, I'm not gonna yell at you for keeping your shoes on for doing that. But if we're hanging out inside, I would ask you to take your shoes off. Yes.
But see, then you get steak, like I said, then you get steak foot. And then you have the
You know what?
area, like if you're having a big party, like at the door, you have like
You have
30 pairs of shoes. Sometimes that's not a great aroma.
I mean, take care of that, man. If you got stink foot, do something about it before you come over. I don't know. I've never run into that issue. I've never had someone take their shoes off, and I've been like, whoa, but that's awful. I don't know. I've never had that issue.
The place I've noticed stinky feet the most is when people leave their shoes in their car that have stinky feet, and then it just bakes in there, and you get into it. Is the most raunchiest thing ever.
Gross.
Bobby in Sterling Heights, you're at 97 minutes.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Condolences for Jamie.
Thank
God
you.
bless him. God bless his family. Because she got this guy who was great. I listened to him for 25 years. So,
Thank you, Bobby.
but yeah, no problem.
You missed him.
Yeah, talk about the shoe thing. In Indian culture, we have to take the shoes off. That's just automatic. When you go to other people, Indian people's house, that's just automatic. You don't even think about it. That's just respect. In India, here too, in America, when we go to anybody's house, I take my shoes off, especially Indian people's house. That's just a culture thing. That's respect that no matter what, even if they tell you to keep it on, no, we take it off. That's just the Indian culture thing. That's just respect that take the shoes off. So, thank you guys. Condolences again. God bless.
Thank you, Bobby. I think some Asian cultures the same thing. Japanese people, I think they always take off their shoes, I believe. On the ticket text, of course Harbaugh is super weird, but this young man seems really weird too. Did he ask him to take his shoes off? This guy decommits from the best school in the country because of a hug. It doesn't go to another because of shoes. I don't know. It just seems like weird reasons to affect a life-changing decision.
Well, okay, so let's say you've been dating somebody just a little while, just courting them a little bit, and then you realize they got huge hair coming out of their ear. For some girls, that would be a deal breaker, wouldn't it, Heather? And you might have the most wonderful person in the world, but you're like, they may make that decision.
Well, mustaches
I
on
mean,
girls
I don't
are
know about the
deal
hair.
breakers for me.
I mean, if I really like the person, I would ask them, like, hey, do you mind if I just, pluck that right there for you, sir? I mean, hair is pushing it, I think. But yes, I get what you're saying.
I'm telling you, girls with a mustache, that's a deal breaker. Could be the greatest girl in the world. Deal breaker. I had a friend of mine who went out with some girl, first time he ever, second base, went there and there was hair between her and the cleavage. He goes, that's it, it's done. Deal breaker, a little bit of hair. I don't know. Was Harbaugh wearing cleats to begin with? Did he just finish a tough OTA in the kid's backyard before his visit? That's from Tony in Oxford. And finally, Alec in North Carolina. I'm going to miss Jamie, always saying the city of Troy. motto, City of Tomorrow today, R.I.P. Jamie. That's like I said from Pelican.
Can we do a Twitter poll? What's worse, wearing cleats in the house or cleavage hair?
97.1 The Ticket.
What are you waiting for? It only takes an hour for you to have your child's heart screened. Get your kid's heart checked at the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Details at 971theticket.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Let's open with golf as the first major of the year on the PGA Tour. The PGA Championship is set to begin with first-round play later today in San Francisco. One of the favorites to win this event, defending champion Brooks Koepka, who understands it'll be tough to win a second straight PGA Championship title this weekend.
I enjoy when it gets tough. I enjoy when things get complicated. There's always disaster lurking. I think is something I enjoy, where every shot really means something. Every shot is so important, and you can't lose focus on one.
Koepka will tee off on his first round at 11:11 this morning. Michigan State will open up the Mel Tucker era September 5th with a game in East Lansing against Minnesota. That's according to the Big Ten's revised 2020 college football schedule, which was released yesterday. Michigan also begins its season on September 5th when they clash with Purdue at the Big House. The big game between Michigan and Ohio State moved up this year. It'll take place October 24th in Columbus. Meanwhile, Michigan State defensive end Jacob Panishuk confirms in a post on Twitter yesterday that due to his concerns about the coronavirus, he's chosen to opt out of playing for the Spartans in 2020. Lions officials confirm in a release issued yesterday that wide receiver Kenny Golladay has been taken off the NFL's reserve COVID-19 list and is now able to take part in training camp. Golladay becomes the fourth Lions player to be taken off of that list this week, joining Matthew Stafford, Isaac Nauta, and Justin Coleman. Today, a final workout day for the Tigers as they'll head off to Pittsburgh later on today for tomorrow night's opener of that three-game weekend series against the Pirates. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Jamie and Stoney on 97.1 The Ticket.
Good morning, everybody. It is Heather Park's least favorite day of the year, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday. It is the Jamie and Stoney Show. Of course, condolences still out to everybody in the Sanderson family and all our listeners. And hey, condolences to us too. Listen, Jamie, it's been a rough week. Spent some time with some friends with his last night. Many of them you know, and they say time heals all wounds, but this ain't getting any easier, no doubt about it. Joining us today in the co-host chair, he'll be here all next week. But he'll have one day with us today, and then need a day off because working with me for 4 hours for the first time. He needs a 3-day weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the former Michigan Wolverine national champion, also a former member of the Washington. Well, they were the Redskins then, so I can call them the Redskins. But
Yeah, be careful.
I know the Washington football team, the one, the only, John Jensen. What's up, John?
Doing all right. Good morning, everyone. I want to know, Heather, why is this the worst day of the year? I don't know.
Oh, well, it's not the worst day of the year. It's the worst day of the week. Yes, Thursday is the worst. It's just the rest of the week just catches up to you by Thursday, and you're tired. I'm always a little cranky on Thursdays. It's just my day. It's just not a good day.
Now, John, won't you agree that Thursday, especially, look, Heather was a party girl. I mean, not so much anymore, but, she went to Michigan State.
Thursdays were a great day then.
You went to Central before that, right? Okay, so
Thursday's the warm-up.
Yes, exactly.
Thursday, yes. It was a great day back in college. Not so much anymore, Stoney.
Yeah, but
not so much anymore.
You're still young enough to go out and have a good time on Thursday. Wake up at 4:40. Come on.
Thursday, hey, by this time you're running downhill, and the end of the hill is the weekend.
I know what you're saying, but
Now,
it's just not. We're not selling you on it.
no, you won't sell me.
John's got that. Look at it. We have the zoom up. John's got a big ass. That's coffee, I assume, right?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was
yeah.
milk when I saw him earlier.
Yeah, no, that was with breakfast. Now I got my coffee. I'm ready to go.
Wow. So let me ask you this: how early do you get up normally? Because I know you're an early morning person.
Yeah, normally I get up. Around between 4:30 and 5. I got up a little earlier this morning just to make sure that I was ready to go.
So normally, if you weren't working, you'd be up anyway.
Yeah.
Why?
It drives because it is to me the best time of day, especially at this time of year. So, Stoney, I asked you this on the way in. Or like, hey, it was a perfect morning, right? I got up, took my dog for a walk. It was 58 degrees. The moon was out. It was a beautiful morning, and it is the only time of the day because I have 4 kids.